Okay, let's start. You will see, even if, Nota will help us to translate, but you will see that this is going to be a completely different system, and the dynamics of the classroom will be completely different. Okay? Hope you find it very interesting, because we are going to work in cases. So you are going to resolve the cases. Okay? So, first of all, the concept, the Ferrari case. I told you in the first class, but it's something that started in Stanford University, and that's how they call the first successful case. In other universities, they call it Porsche case, Ferrari case. I mean, you can name it as you want, Mercedes or BMW. I mean, that is everything that is related to a car. So, and why? Well, the Stanford, they realized the relevance of technology transfer. And they have a lot of knowledge, but they didn't know how to bring it to the industry. So they created an innovation center, or a technology transfer office. And this office built one successful case. It was related to biotech, and when this case it was sold to the industry, well, the first payment, what they did was talk to the professor, to the researcher, and tell him the first thing that you are going to do is to buy a Ferrari. So the next morning, the professor arrived to Stanford in a Ferrari. And all the rest of the professors and researchers, they were asking, but what did you do to get a Ferrari? And the answer was very simple. Go to the innovation center, to the technology transfer office, and they will tell you what to do. So it was like a domino effect, you know? You put all the pieces of the domino, and you hit the first one, and starts a wave of movement. It's exactly the same.
What's the definition of success in that case? Is it a universal or a different for a university?
Basically, yes. It's a universal definition. And very important about that question, because mainly and mostly all the technology transfer offices or innovation centers, they were created to create wealth, money. But most of them, 99.9%, they are not profitable. I mean, they don't recover all the money that the institution is putting in research. So basically, it's taking a basis of one case at a time.
მიდით ტექნოლოგიის ცენტრშიო, გამოგონების ცენტრშიო და გაიგებთო სააგენტო როგორ გვიყავს მე პირველი და როგორ შეიძლება თავზე თქვენს. და ანუ ამან დაიწყო ეს პროცესი და შემდეგ ყველა ჩაერთო ამ ორგანიზაციის მუშაობაში.
So,
და ძირითადად ამ ტექნოლოგიურ ცენტრებს აქვს ძალიან დიდი მოგება. მაგრამ უმეტესობა ტექნოლოგიის ცენტრებისა არ მუშაობს მოგებაზე, ინჟინერები არის მუშაობს რაღაც ორგანიზაციები, რომელიც რეალურად მოგებაზე არ მუშაობს, მაგრამ გიხურს აქ.
So now, what I need to do to build this case, when I need to do it, and how I need to do it. But they're basically the most important questions: when, how, and what. Now, what do we need to see? Like I was explaining, this is just for a case, one case at a time. Okay, what we need to see. First of all, the technology, invention, or innovation, the team that is building this technology, how much money I need. I mean, even if it's money or technology, probably you have all the money in the world, but you don't have that complementary technology that we saw last lecture. How can I get it? If it's money or if it's the technology, how to create a business model, the market, impacts of this technology, because you will see that the impacts, it could be social impact, even if it's a very high technology innovation. It could be scientific, it could be technological impact, it could be environmental impact. So you need to see, I mean, all the impacts that this technology will have. The commercial channels, and for the other part, you need to analyze. Then from analyze all these aspects, you need to pass to a critical thinking, then to decide and then implement. Okay? So this is the main function and the structure. Now comes the fun part. Okay.
ესე იგი, ანუ ქალაქი რაც უნდა დაიშვას არის როდის, რა და როგორ, რანაირად როდის კეთდება ეს, რა კეთდება და რანაირად უნდა შექმნას ეს. და ანუ ამისთვის საჭიროა რომ ვიცოდეთ შემდეგი ინფორმაცია. პირველი არის ტექნოლოგია, გამოგონება და ინოვაცია. ამის საფუძველზე უკვე იწყება თვითონ პროცესების კეთება. შემდეგად, როდესაც ინოვაციები გარკვეული არ არის, იქნება გუნდი და თუ ინოვაცია ამ გუნდის შექმნილია, გააჩნია გუნდის რა. მაგრამ ანუ მეცნიერი არსებობს მეცნიერული ჯგუფი და არსებობს არამეცნიერული ჯგუფი, ანუ მეცნიერების და მარკეტინგის. მაგრამ ანუ შემდეგ უნდა გავცეთ რამდენიმე კითხვას პასუხი, რამდენი ფული მჭირდება და რამდენ ფულს მივიღებ. და ანუ საბოლოოდ უნდა დაიწეროს ბიზნეს მოდელი, უნდა გამოვიკვლიოთ ბაზარი და შემდეგ უნდა გავარკვიოთ რა გავლენა ქონდა ჩემ პროდუქტს ბაზარზე. ანუ როდესაც მე რამე ინოვაცია გავაკეთებ, სოციალური ინოვაცია თუ იყოს ტექნოლოგიური ინოვაცია, აუცილებლად იმართებდა გავლენას ბაზარზე. მაგალითად, მე რომ აქ ის ტელეფონი ხო, ამას მოქმედა ბაზარზე, რომ ეს ხომ შემიძლია მე შეიძლება შეცვალო ტელეფონიდან და ვეკონტაქტო ხალხს კომპანიასთან. რაღაცებს ამართებდა და შესაბამისად საზოგადოება იცვლება და ეს არის ზეგავლენა შენი პროდუქტის საზოგადოებაში. და კომერციული დაპირისპირებები, რაც წარმოადგენს ანუ კონკურენციას სხვა კომპანიების ჩართულობას თამაში და ასე შემდეგ. ესე იგი, ამ ყველაფრის გაკეთების შემდეგ მე უნდა გავაკეთო ანალიზი, ანუ ეს ყველაფერი საფუძველზეც კეთდება. ან არის ანალიზი, უნდა გავაკეთო ანალიზი. შემდეგ უნდა ლოგიკური ფიქრის საფუძველზე უნდა გამოვიყენო დასკვნები, გადავწყვიტო რას ვაკეთებ და დავնებ.
Now, let's suppose, okay, that we need to do something with these three things. Okay? What you can do with a fish. The second one, you can decide if it's only the tree or the landscape in a tire. Okay? Something that relates to innovation. Whatever, everything that you want to do. Okay? I will give you 2 minutes to think it, and then you are going to share what we can do with these 3 things. Okay?
To create an innovation.
Exactly.
ამ სამ რაღაცას რაც გავუკეთებთ, რომ გააკეთოთ ინოვაცია. Together or
At the beginning, I thought, individual. Only individual. What you can do with a fish, what you can do with a landscape or a tree, and what you can do with a tire, or the wheel inside. So that will be up to you. Okay? If you decide to combine it, fine by you. Okay? So think about something very innovative that you can do with these 3 things. Okay?
Should it be just innovative or creative? Maybe?
Excuse me?
Just innovative, like new or creative? Make it innovative. It's
Yeah, you need to think something new. Something creative probably is not something new. So, has to be related to innovation. Okay? You have 2 minutes.
სხვადასხვა გამოყენება არ შეიძლება. აი დავუშვათ ანკესის.
თევზი გაქვს და თევზი.
მარტო თევზი ნო?
შეგიძლია დავუმატრო რაღაცები. ან ინოვაციური რაღაც.
ანუ ანკესი დავუმატო და უფრო დიდი თევზი დავიჭირო შემიძლია?
მაგრამ ინოვაციური რა არის?
არა, სხვადასხვა გამოყენება შემიძლია თუ არა მოინტერესებს.
თევზს რა გამოყენებას მოუძებნდი ინოვაციურ რაღაც გამოყენებას. თემა არის თევზი.
არა, ეს სამი გაერთიანება
არა, საცალკე და თუ სამივეს და
შეგიძლიათ ვილაპარაკოთ.
One and a half already passed, so. Okay, time,
Can I start?
please.
Okay. I would fry a fish. No, just kidding. You can make probably electric station with the fishes. Make the big reservoir with a lot of fish inside, and by directing the food and stuff, you can make them turn or something. So the engine will turn and stuff, and you can get electricity just by feeding fish in the reservoir. That's
Okay.
the other one, I would cut the tree and make the bio fertilizer with it or something like that. New one with a new virus and with a wheel. They are making the roads with the recycled wheels actually. Well, you can make the, I don't know if it's they have it already or not. You can make the roofs of the buildings with the same thing. If it's good for the like for making the road, it will be good for the
Environment.
environment.
Okay.
შეიძლება დავუშვათ ეს თევზი როგორც ჩანს, ან ზამთრადია რაღაცა. ნიუტრალური აპარატი მაგდეთ ვერ გადაგზავნოთ ხარხაზე. ანუ და შეიძლება სხვადასხვა განათება რომ მივანათოთ ეს ფერები სხვადასხვა ფრად გამოჩნდება სხვადასხვა განათებაზე და რაღაც ამაზე ისწავლება.
Okay. Imagine a club.
Okay.
And you have this fish. Like it has lots of colors in it. Yeah.
Okay.
You can put it in the throw some different colors of lights on it. So the fish is gonna go like many other colors, and that's gonna be innovation for visual and stuff.
Okay. What else? Come on.
აი მანქანის დისპლეი შეიძლება რომ ანუ ისეთი მექანიზმის დამოკიდება რომ საჭედან შეგეძლოს დისკების კონტროლი რა ანუ გამოწევა რაღაც აწევა და ეს არის უკვე მორალი
მე ამ დროს გამოვაბამდი ძაბი თვითმფრინავს ან გეიმს ან კატებს და ისე ვაცურავდი და ამის ნახვაში ფულს გადავახტევინებდი ხალხს.
His idea is to get the fish with a rope or something, and he's going to like tie the rope to a plane or a ship or something, and make people pay some money for viewing how the fish goes around.
Okay. Someone else?
I will tell everyone that this fish is magic and it can dreams come true.
Okay. What else? Anyone else?
I would make this fish out of plastic for blind and deaf people on the earth, and while moving, and there is traffic light, and these deaf or blind people have to go through. This fish would move their lips, and it will be the remark for the people to go through, or something like that.
Okay. Someone else? No?
I would put some new gene in this fish, and that would make it sensitive to the air composition. And if something happens with the air, it will change its color, and it will be a signal for observers that something is wrong with the air.
That's actually useless because, like, I would never buy a fish for a house, but just like
Yes, to see.
yeah, but, that actually works. That would actually work. That would increase the
Almost you can
demand on
make some
fish.
kinds of instrument, musical instrument.
With what?
It gives you some information
Yeah.
about
Oh, with the wheel.
purity of the air. It would be more attractive now.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's difficult to insert such gene.
Yeah.
It's almost unimaginable. But yeah.
We have a project. There's this type of fish that is called tilapia, which got a spine in the back. And it's very hard to grow and to process it. So we start to, first of all, make a genetic selection of the fishes that they have the smallest spine in the back. Then researchers they start modifying the gene to eliminate the spine on the back. So it will be easier because they're grown in ponds, in huge swimming pools. So you need to harvest, and by hand you need to cut the fish. So they start making this innovation. Well,
შეიძლება თუნდაც აი ეს გლობალი რო არის, ხო არის რეზერვის და იმ ბაგრათა პატრონის სახელი რო ამოვიწრო და ვინც გადის იმაზე თავის სახელი რო ეწოდა.
Oh, you can cut out the name of the user of the wheel on the,
Okay.
on the car, and when the car goes, it's gonna print the name on the street.
okay.
მე მაქვს იდეა ამ ხეზე გავაკეთებდი ჩიტების ბუდეებს რა ბევრს ანუ სახლებს ჩიტების და მივაწერდი ბერდს ჰოტელ ანუ ჩიტების სასტუმრო და ბევრი სხვადასხვანაირი ბუდე იქნებოდა ჩიტების სახლის სხვადასხვა ფორმის, სხვადასხვა ზომის, სხვადასხვა ფერის და ძალიან ბევრი.
He would put the nest of the birds on the tree.
Okay.
So like lots of other many kinds of birds would fly there. and we would call this place the Hotel of the Birds, and people would come and watch it.
Okay.
Also, I tell everyone that this fish has a special song, the singing song, which are like the other big fishes, for example, sharks.
Okay. Very interesting. So now this exercise is in two different ways. Okay. The first one is to get your brain in the mood for the next exercise, and the second one is this. Remember that I told you at the beginning? Divergent thinking and convergent thinking. Divergent thinking is, this was the same example as I put it as the clip paper. What can I do with a fish? What can I do with a tree? What can I do with a wheel? So basically all the answers were related to the object by itself, not the concept. Okay? There were some very good that they think out of the box, and they make something that is not related to the principal object, like a fish. What we can do with a fish? Well, they will make a logo for a company to deliver fresh fish. With a tree, probably, I don't know, I will make
A logo for the wine.
yeah, and the wheel, I mean, probably I can use it as a jewelry or make a watch out of the wheel. So that is how innovation works. Thinking outside of the box. Okay? As you can see here, divergent thinking, what it makes is, you can see that everybody's thinking the same, so you diverge from that thinking and start thinking differently. And that is one of the major sources for innovation. That what is key, imagination, creativity, all that words that you can relate to that sense, start with this. But now you have your idea. Now you need to assemble a team to continue to develop this idea. So now you need to converge on that way of thinking and come up with one solution. What we were seeing here is you need to decide and you need to implement this. Okay? So now let's suppose.
I'm going to.
Okay.
basically, our innovatives are out of the box and finally out of the world. Got it. და მაგალითად ხოლმე შემოწმება თევზისგან მაგალითად შეიძლება გავაკეთო პროგრამის ლოგო, რომელიც ის ახალთებს. ხისგანაც რამის გარშ შეიძლება სათბი და მისგანაც საბურავიდან კიდე შეგვიძლია გავაკეთო სააგენტოს გამოყენება როგორც საბურავი ან დასაბამი სამაგრი რომელიც გამოყენება როგორც
სათვალიჩო.
Okay, so now we're in a magical world that I'm a billionaire. Okay, so you're my how can I say the chamber of my company. So you need to advise me where to invest my money. Imagine this is exactly the same as a university perspective. It's exactly the same. Where am I going to put my money? Where we are going to invest that money? So now, to each and one of you, I will give you $1 million. Okay? And I will give you 3 companies. each company, we need to invest in each of one of these companies. So you will divide 1 million in 3 parts, okay? By percentage. So at the end, I will give you the conclusions, and let's see who makes more money. Okay? So, you didn't get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. 1 million, so you need to rate the companies. 1, 2, 3. Then, you're going to divide the money in each of the companies.
I'm going to translate and then
Okay.
წარმოვიდგინეთ, რომ ჩვენ ვართ არაერთი სამყაროში, სადაც ფოსე არის მილიარდერი და ის განაგებთ მილიონ დოლარს პროფიტ გვინდაც და ასევე სამ კომპანიას. ან თითოეულ ადამიანს განაგებთ სამ კომპანიას. თქვენ უნდა გაანაწილოთ ეს მილიონი ამ სამ კომპანიაზე პროცენტულად, როგორც ნებობთ. და ნახოთ შემდგომ ქეისი კომპანია რას აკეთებს და შემდგომ ნახოთ ის ექნება
So for this, remember all what we've seen in the past lectures, and think about the technology, think about the market, think about grow, think about bigger, faster, stronger. Okay? How you can make more money with these 3 companies. So are you ready?
ტექნოლოგიაზე ბაზარზე და ითქვით როგორ გახდით ამ ტექნოლოგიას უკეთეს და უფრო დიდ.
So remember, you need to see the team, you need to see the money, you need to see the market to understand where to put the money. Okay? So the first case, the first company is a company that specializes in developing and marketing computer hardware systems and enterprise software products, particularly its own brand of database management. So the team, the founder of this, he went to high school and he left the University of Illinois after the 2nd year, after not taking his final exam. Did he? No.
It sounds like
No, it's not Bill Gates.
a similar story.
It's Bill Gates was in Stanford,
Yeah.
and this is University of
Also
Illinois.
didn't graduate.
Exactly. So with 2 partners and his money, they put $3,200 to open this company. So it was a very small startup. Okay? The second case is big company, manufacturer of cylindrical panels of copper, indium, gallium, selenide. At the end is thin film solar panels, okay, to generate electricity from the sun, basically. They design, manufacturing, and sold solar photovoltaic systems composing panels and mounting hardware for large, low-slope commercial rooftops. Listen. This guy, the founder, attended to Central High School in Tulsa. Then he earned a BA from Harvard College and an MBA from the Harvard Business School. This company was granted with a loan for the government for $336 million.
What did they do?
solar panels.
The third one.
No.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
Still we are in the second
Second,
one. So, but they need certain amount of money to put marketing on this company and finish to develop the product. So now the third case is using an ultra low power transfective LCD. You know what is this LCD, isn't it? Screens. They make a device that it vibrates, has a motor, a magnetometer, has ambient lights, sensors, and 3 axes with an accelerometer. The team and the CEO, the founder, went to the University of Waterloo and was able to raise $375,000 from angel investors. And via the crowdfunding platform, over 250,000. So now, where you're going to put my money in these companies?
Can you translate?
Yeah. ესე იგი სამი კომპანია არის, სამი კომპანიის кейსი არის. პირველი კომპანიის кейსი არის, რომ ეს კომპანია აკეთებს softwares, ანუ პროგრამებს იმისთვის, სხვადასხვა რაღაცებისთვის და ძირითადად ეს არის database მონაცემთა ბაზის მენეჯმენტის სისტემები. აი ამ კომპანიის განხილვებმა დაანება high schools სკოლაში სწავლობდა და დაანება უნივერსიტეტის თავი 2 წლის შემდეგ და დაიწყო ეს სტარტაპი სულ რაღაც თავის ორ მეგობრებთან ერთად და შეაგროვა $300 და დაიწყეს ამ ბიზნესის კეთება. ეს არის პირველი. ახლა მეორე შემთხვევაში ესენი აკეთებენ მზის პანელებს, რომლებიც მზეს იმაშობა.
სისგან ენერგიას
In the room.
სახურავებს. და ეს რა ქვია, ამ კომპანიას აქვს ძალიან კარგი ბექგრაუნდის ადამიანი ყავს. სათავეში ეს არის მან დაამთავრა Central High School კარგი სკოლა, მე შემდეგ სწავლობდა ჰარვარდში და ასევე მაგისტრატურა დაიწყო ჰარვარდში. და მან მიიღო 536 მილიონი ამერიკის ენერგიის დეპარტამენტისგან, როგორც სესხი. და ასევე მას ჭირდება ზოგადად დაფინანსება მარკეტინგისთვის და ამისთვის შეგვიძლია ჩვენ გავაკეთოთ. ისე მესამე კომპანია არის ისინი აწარმოებენ ტელევიზორებს, LCD ტელევიზორებს.
It's not a television. They have a similar technology, so they can manufacture smaller devices.
ანუ უფრო პატარა მსგავსი ტექნოლოგია, ანუ ეკრანები აქვს ძირითადად და მსგავსი ტექნოლოგიით აკეთებენ სხვადასხვა პროდუქტებს, ანუ არა მარტო ტელევიზორებს, არამედ სხვადასხვა რაღაცებს, შეიძლება ტელეფონის ეკრანის მაგალითად. და ამ ადამიანს აქვს დამთავრებული Waterloo's უნივერსიტეტი და მან შეაგროვა 375,000 angel investorებისგან, via crowd და ასევე crowdfunding-ით არის.
Do you know what is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding. Do you know what it is? Okay. You have a startup company, okay? So instead of go and ask to one person for money, you go and ask 100,000 people for $1. So at the end, you will have $100,000. And you will have, for example, half of the stocks of your company that will belong to the rest of the people. Okay? Now this is very common. A lot of companies, they are doing this now. And I mean, if you're going to win $1,000 per company that you invest $1, it's a very good investment. Okay? That is crowdfunding. So now, the interesting part, where you're going to put my money. Remember, you can say, in the first company I can put
20%.
10%, and then in the second one I'm going to put 10%, and the third one 80%.
Well, how much money do they need?
No. I mean, they come to you and I want money. So it's up to you to tell them, I can give you, in the 10% is $100,000.
Well, if I would be the only investor, I would fully invest the first case, for example. But if I wasn't the full investor, I wouldn't fully invest it, maybe. Like I wouldn't give them as much money as I would if I would get a full investor. Like it would
The
be
only
just,
investor.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, if it would be just a business.
But in this case, you need to, I mean, divide it, the in percentage.
Yeah.
So,
I would give say 20% first case,
okay,
6% of second case, because I think it's future technology.
6%,
60.
60,
Yes, and 20 to 30 case.
okay,
Are the screens LCD?
LCD.
Well, yeah, well,
Yes, television are.
First, I would evaluate market for all of this
Of course.
very
Clear.
carefully. Second, I would meet with founders, team, and if I like everything, if I like all of them, I would split 33.3%
33.
for all of them.
Okay.
We have what we have the information from there is just that. So we can like say our opinion from from what we know already about the market. So we know that the thing about solar systems, like they invest and invest and invest in those things, but it doesn't really get as much profit. The software things, they work great, so they have a bigger potential. And these screens are really popular right now.
But they're not the screens. It's a device. It's a small device.
Which does what?
That,
Let's talk about
look, let me tell you something. Why I give you,
what does the third company do?
okay,
because it's not clear with for more
exactly. That is my point. Okay? I give you, no, not to create confusion. To give you the least amount of information for a company. So you will start using your imagination about how I can invest in this. So you know basically three things. I give you the technology, the team, and the money that they are until now they got.
Yeah, but the third technology, for instance, is not really clear to me. So I didn't really understand what kind of technology it was. I thought at the beginning it was just a screen, but obviously it is not just a screen.
No. It's a small device that you can connect with phones.
Okay.
And what does it do?
Okay?
Shows the screen on the watches and mobile phone.
You can have apps in this small device. That is what I want to provoke, that you start making questions about this technology.
Oh, okay.
Because if I give you so much, I mean, so less information, the first thing that you need to do is start asking, research. So basically, the third company, what it makes is pebble watches. Do you know what is a pebble watch?
Pebble or table?
Pebble.
E-E, space.
Pebble watch.
What is it? Space?
Is Samsung Gear?
Oh, like a verb.
Yeah. Samsung Gear, iWatch.
Is it ink-based or not? Because there's a new trend now. Sony is making ink-based.
Exactly.
The screen.
This is Pebble Watch. You know what is Pebble Watch?
The watch, yes.
I have one of those.
Okay. Exactly.
Actually, throws carda,
Yeah, they make this smart watches or something.
Smart watches. Yeah. That is what when the third company makes. Smart watches.
I didn't tell them about the third company, what she said. Mesame კომპანიაზე იყო ცოტა ინფორმაცია მოცემული იმისათვის რომ დაეშოთ კითხვა რეალურად თვითონ იმ ადამიანებს ცოტა ინფორმაცია რომ მე ჩვენ დავუშვათ ვიქტორი ან როგორც ინვესტორებს და შეხვედრა ქონდათ მათთან დიდი ალბათობით.
Now here you need to start thinking about trends in innovation. Okay?
And what I heard at your demo day, I remember a guy from America said that everybody is wearing this kind of watches nowadays in America because they love to measure their blood pressure, everything.
Well, it's not just about that. You can even you can talk with the watch if it's connected to the phone, and you can open
So
anything.
it's all in one, kind of.
Exactly. It's a small phone here in
But
the
this small screen.
It's not actually a phone. What it does is
It's
it transfers the information
interface.
from the
Uh-huh.
from phone to the watch to the
what it makes this is more and more the people interact with their phones. You can see everywhere that everybody's on the phone. Because if you take it out to see the hour, then you go, probably, who's in Facebook? Let's see. Then you start, oh, I got a message. So then you get engaged and you're losing time. And the interaction with the phones, you can see in the pictures, everywhere is like on the phone. So they create a device so you can less interact with your phone.
ადამიანები უფრო უფრო ურთიერთობენ თავის ტელეფონთან და საათის დასახედად ხომ ხოლმე ამ რომ შეიძლება უცბად ნახოთ რომ მესიჯი აქვს უჩნდება მესიჯი მე უცბად ეს notification მოგიძებ დავაყრეთ Facebook-ზე მე უცბად voice scroll-ა დავიწყებ და voice scroll-ა
There are two types. One is used just for notification messages.
Exactly.
And the other you can use instead of the cell phone.
Exactly.
Talk, you can. So there's two types.
Exactly.
Actually, the smart one is called smartwatch. Is the one that is you can use instead of the cell phone.
Exactly.
The other is just connected with Bluetooth with your phone.
Exactly. Just to see notifications. I got a message.
Or or the call.
Yeah.
Walk out.
So that is the third company.
და ეს საათი გამოგონებს იმისათვის რომ საათი რომ ნამდვილად ურთიერთობდნენ ტელეფონთან
და შეგვიძლია Facebook-ზე. ისეთ დასვაგალაკეთებ.
და ასე შემდეგ.
დრო არ დაკარგო უბრალოდ.
არა, მარტო არა. აი, ვიღაცა რო დაარეკავს, ხო? აქ ხედავ, არ ამოიღო საერთოდ. ტელეფონი და დაახდე და
არა, Facebook-ს დიდი როლი უჭერს, ამიტომ ეს Google-ის Android. Google-ის დაკეთებული არის და Google-ის უფრო Facebook-ს ათას ბაზარზე.
მე როგორც ვთქვი, როცა ტელეფონთან კონტაქტობ, ბევრი ყურადღების გამხდარ რაღაცაში ხარ ჩათვლეული რეალურად. ამ პროცესს აღარ კონტაქტობ, რეალურად ეს ჩამქრევი აღარ. ასე ავდექრე მე.
ძალიან ვეგე
მაგრამ მეორე ძირითადი მაგალითად საჭიროება არის რომ აი მესეც რო იყო შეიძლება აირჩიო მნიშვნელოვანი თუ რამე ზოგადად მნიშვნელოვანი რა არ მოხდეს თვითონ და გასულია რომ ამოიღება და გაახვალდა და
Now, the second company, they build solar panels. The first trend around the world in innovation is in energy. And basically energy free from carbon sources. Okay? That is the biggest trend. If you see, one of the indicators is how many patents in the year are filed in the world in certain industrial sectors. The number one is energy. So now you can see, first, the third and the second company, they're huge trends right now. The first company is being there, is going to be there, and in the future is going to still continuing there. So you have an established market, two emerging markets, and the three of the companies, they have huge input through trends in innovation. So now that you have a little bit more of information, where we're going to put the money.
I would charge first company for 40%, the second 20%, and the least one 10%. And the least 30% I would save just to make it total bankrupt.
What?
And the least 30% I would save not to make it total bankrupt.
No. You need to put the money, because I'm giving you the money.
Yes, if you're giving me, then I would also save this 30%, and then I would, and the situation will show then which company needs more financial help.
Oh my God! Probably, I mean, you won't be hired in any company if you start saving money.
So, assumption that every company is good one. You're going to make you make evaluation, right?
Okay.
You're going to make money. Is that the assumption? Because
No, we don't know yet.
My question is,
We don't know yet if we are going to make money.
Well, no, but you did your due diligence, right?
Okay, after that,
After that.
Yeah.
What normally makes sense is that you put in the first company enough money to recoup all your investment.
in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
If both, number 1, 2, number 3 don't materialize, then you at least recovered your investment, the total one.
Very, very good. I mean, way of
Split
thinking.
the rest between the two companies because if they go big, then you have made a fortune.
Sad. It could be, but also it could be that, for example, Microsoft. Do you know who is Herman Hauser? No. Herman Hauser is the guy who builds all the chips for the mobiles. Okay? And he's one of the 10 most powerful people in UK. He's British. So a very young entrepreneurial guy came to him and told him, you know what? I got the best thing in the world. You want to invest in this? And he was like, you know what? I don't care about that. No, wait. And Herman Hauser told this guy, you know what? I'm not going to invest in your company, so you please leave, never come back. Well, this guy was Bill Gates. He refused Bill Gates. So you never know. Or he can tell you, you know what? I will give you 10% of that company. I mean, I will give you enough money to have equity, so about 10% of your company. and you miss the opportunity. I mean, Herman Hauser, he doesn't need the money, I mean, of course. But the funniest thing, in Cambridge, there's one building that is called the Hauser Forum. And it's very impressive, and was built like Legos. You know what is a Lego?
Yes.
The bricks? It was built like that. And it's 100% sustainable. Next, in the middle, is the Cavendish Lab. Cavendish Labs is the lab in the world with more Nobel Prizes in the world. It is amazing and incredible. So for many years, there were only these two buildings. A couple of years ago, Bill Gates remembered what happened with Herman Hauser. In here, huge building in front of the Hauser Forum to remind him what he lost. And not only that, at the moment that you enter to the, it's not Bill Gates, it's the name of the father of Bill Gates, the Gates Group. Is the first computer that Microsoft ever produced.
It's here. Here.
If you enter here,
It's in there, I think.
yeah, and here is it's real. It's the first computer ever built. So his reminder every single day to Herman Hauser what he lost. So it could be that we're putting money here, but we're losing in another company. So.
May I ask a question? Is it only about the profit afterwards, or maybe I have some other goals, like to invest in the happy future of population, like to save them by, I don't know, developing some solar energy devices?
Very good question, and probably from inside the university, it could be. And I think it's something very good. And one example. We have 20, 30 projects in 1 year. But we have 3 social projects per year. So we didn't expect to make any kind of money from that projects, only to help you. So you need to make a balance, but always looking for profit. Because in that case, you're recouping the money, and that money goes to research inside the university. So everything starts moving faster with the resources.
Do you have anyone really smart, really good in the university, in the science field?
In the whole university?
Yeah.
No more than one.
How?
Well, this is my university.
Yeah.
Of course, I'll tell you more than one.
Yeah, but
I
like,
don't know.
a lot?
Again?
A lot? It's
But you can measure, I mean, in like that, I mean, very just cut and say, you know what. But, I mean,
No, because I asked this question because I think that the second project might be not that profitable because a lot of people are working on this or in this direction and we don't have much success. But who knows? If somebody succeeds in that, it might be profitable as well.
the
But
economic barriers
I
are bigger.
think this is very important for the future of the human population.
okay, very
That
good.
is my point. Although I know that I'm taking high risk because it has not succeeded yet.
Okay,
I
So-
will give them also 60%.
16, 20, 20.
Yeah, probably.
20 and 20. Who else? I got the results for the companies, okay? These companies are real. But I'm not showing you the results, obviously, but we are going to see the results. Yeah, yeah. Who else? Come on. No?
Should I tell them the story about
Yeah, translate it.
Okay, the Herman Hauser.
Herman Hauser's იპოθეტική ιστορία. Herman Hauser არის კომპანია, რომელიც აწარმოებს ჩიპებს მობილურებს. რატო ჩიპები გამოყენებენ? ის პოლონეთის ჩიპები.
ის თვითმფლობელი არის თუ კომპანიას ვიღაც.
როგორც არის კომპანია.
კომპანია ანუ თორე ჩიპებს ზოგადად როგორც უწევს ტელეფონებში Qualcomm არის მობილის ასეთი.
რომელიც არის და კომპანიის ჩიპი არის. ჩიპების არის ჩიპებს ეგენი აკეთებენ. პატენტი მაგათაა. და Herman Hauserთან ბევრი წლის წინ მივიდა ადამიანი, რომელმაც უთხრა, რომ დამაფინანსება. და Herman Hauserმა უთხრა, არა, არ დაგაფინანსებო, აი რა თქვენი იდეა უნდა წადიო. და ეს ადამიანი იყო Bill Gates. და ინგლისში აქვს თავისი თავარი ოფისები აქვს ინგლისში. და ეს თეორია ოფისი აქვს რაღაც ადგილას. და Bill Gates ცოტა ხნის წინ გაახსენდა ეს ამბავი. და გადაწყვიტა აი შედებინა ოფისი, რომელიც უფრო დიდი გამორგებული ოფისი გვერდზე და დაიჭრა პირველი კომპიუტერი, რომელიც მან გააკეთა. და ყოველ დღე, როდესაც ეს ემბნია სამშაბათს, ხედავ იმას, რომელიც არ დააფინანსა და უფრო დიდი არის.
Okay, so now the results. Ta-da! You know Oracle?
Yes.
Oracle is the second biggest company in the world. Oracle says that Yahoo, Google, Google Chrome, or the other companies that you can search, they stole their software. And for many, many years, Oracle sued Google and Yahoo because of his software. The owner of Oracle is the third wealthiest person in US. So it must be at 25 in the world. They make a lot of money at the beginning of the company, in the first 5-6 years, they present a revenue of $55 million. If you create a startup that in 5 years makes $55 million, oh my God, I mean, incredible. Now the second one, Solyndra, unfortunately went bankruptcy. Why? Basically because the design of the solar panels, they were not correct. Not because of the company. You can see that even the team is the best prepared team of the three. And they got a loan from the government. So a lot of people may say that is a sure, thing, and we can invest in that. Now the third company, a couple of days ago, present a revenue sheet of $10 million. And it's only not even 2 years they found. Amazing, isn't it? So I'm sorry to tell you that all did not. You lose a lot of money. It was my money.
But not good profit. 30%.
Yeah, the people who invest here,
Hey,
you make a lot of money from
You
it.
remember what I said? Like, if I was the only investor, I would invest.
Yeah.
At
So
least predictive, like I was taking the risk with this.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, but why wouldn't invest in this? Because the market is saturated here. I mean, there are lots of
Which
companies
one?
who actually do that.
Look, let me tell you something. Even if it's
Solar panels.
even
On February or something like that. Barrier
even if there are a lot of companies, you cannot even compare with these two ones. Here, probably there, I mean, the biggest two companies that monopolize one sector, which is Samsung and Apple. So you have very, very slight chances to make an impact in the sector. And the first one, there are millions of companies, literally millions of companies, that provide these services. So there's always a chance and a risk. Now, this exercise is real. This is exactly what you do from inside of the university and from inside the company. This is exactly the same. Exactly the same. And probably here is not money, but where I'm going to put my resources, human resources, to develop this project. So it's basically and exactly the same. So, everything clear? Any doubts? No? Okay. We're going to make another exercise, and this is going to be about technology transfer. Okay? So now you see where to put your resources, but what about if it's from inside the university? What we're going to do to transfer this knowledge to the industry? Okay? So now, let's suppose I know that in Ilya, you're the best, and with mathematics, business, tourism, robotics, and all the fields that are combined here, you create a dock. You know what is a dock? So you can put your iPad, and it's a scanner, and you can print. Okay? So now, and you call it the iDock. Do you know that your generation is called the I generation? You didn't know about that? Your generation is the I generation. Let's talk about that. So now, you have this beautiful and great device, and you need to transfer this. Whom you will transfer this technology? Which company? Which market?
Google.
Google. Just recently, you knew that the creator of Android left Google?
So he was paid. He could be paid a lot more.
I mean, with the money that he has now. No, but wait. And there is an explanation in that. The explanation is very interesting. This guy invented Android. Google buy Android. Okay? He was working for Google for many years, and he says, you know what? I'm done. He quits, opened his new company about robotics. Two months later, Google buy the company too.
Are you serious?
What's the name of this company?
So he's now, I mean, he's brought in money. He's got a lot.
He probably knew Google had some plans and he started.
Right now. Now, Google has a whole branch of robotics. So it could be, why not?
One ადამიანმა მან თქვენ ოქონდ სამწუხაროდ გამგონი ახალი ვისმი კიდე მაგასაც გამენ.
სურვილი ექნებოდა რა თქმა უნდა მოვიწყდი Google-ით.
Who else? So whom you think? Company. Name of a company.
Maybe Facebook.
Why not? I mean, probably. Now you present the project to Facebook and they can finance and open their own robotics. It could be.
Maybe also Microsoft.
Microsoft? I mean, the competence of Apple?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting. Why not?
It's just a dog.
Yeah, you put it there, scan it, and they print.
To some headphone speaker company maybe.
Speaker companies, okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't just charge. It also can transfer information. So if you connect it to the speaker,
Okay.
it can work. It can charge and also work for the speakers.
Okay, so Bose or Harman and Cardon and Harman or something like that. Sony.
Yeah.
Okay. So who else?
Also Intel maybe.
Well, Intel is Microsoft. Who else? Apple. Okay. That is an interesting one.
Their name and it's profitable. This must be much more profitable.
But I can they already have it.
No, this is new. No one has this. This is something new. This is an innovation that you create here in India.
So what does it do again? You just plug it in and whatever you put there it scans.
Yes, exactly.
Just iPad or any?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear.
Just iPad?
Just iPad. Just iPad. Yes. Just iPad.
Sounds Logitech or Spanner,
Logitech,
whoever makes
Call
Spanner.
me.
Yeah.
Not
Genius.
and LG.
Maybe also HTC. HTC maybe because I like this one.
Whom?
HTC.
HTC.
PC.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they have the best phones right now.
Yes.
Not even the iPhone.
But here it's a synergy with the scanner. The company who knows how to make scanner.
Exactly.
There will be a synergy. Why would they sell to Apple? Apple don't know how to make a scanner.
That's why I said that it was very interesting. Because after I asked, probably the most reasonable answer will be Apple. But Apple doesn't make any kind of devices for Apple. So the only products is iPads, iPhones, and iPods. The rest of the gear that you can buy, or the gadgets, Apple doesn't manufacture or doesn't have his name on it. So Apple, I'm sorry, but no. Samsung, but Samsung is the first competence of iPad. Now, let me tell you something. There is something that in the intellectual property world we know as patent trolls. Okay? Patent trolls. Okay? What makes these companies is you go to Samsung and Samsung will tell you, yes, I will buy it to you and I will keep it here, so I will never sell it. I will never make one because I don't want that the competence has an advantage of me. So it could be that Samsung said, yeah, of course, and I will write you a check of $10 million, and you will say, yes, of course, I mean, but probably you can make 100. So you never know. So now, other companies like LG, they're also the competence of Apple?
Canon.
Canon. Very good. It could be Logitech. So now you need a company in the middle of. So you have Apple. In the rest, so you need something here. Canon, I don't know, a lot of companies. Like Bose, it could be Sony. Well, Sony now is also a competence of Apple, so Nikon, yeah, of course. Yes, it's a competence too, because they have their own tablets. So, no. Now, you have here, now we visualize where the companies. Nothing that is related to a competence with Apple. You can manage the list. Now to whom go? So you have a list of 20 companies. Which part of the list you will go? Oh, I'm sorry, before you leave, and before we finish, I need you to answer this very brief questionnaire. Put your name, because probably this week or at the beginning of the next week, we are going to give you the certificates for the training. So if you want to make it very fast then. So you have a list of 20 companies. Which part of the list you will go? Top 3, top 5, in the middle, at the end? To whom? Think about this.
Middle.
In the middle. Why?
Because they want to become in the top.
Exactly. Very simple.
I would give to the one who is in the second place.
In the second place. Exactly. That is the point.
They'll probably pay the most.
But what happens if he doesn't have a lot of money? Because he's not the number one.
If he's second or third, yeah.
Yes, of course.
They can give you shares.
For the company.
Yeah, if they don't have money.
Of course. For example, if you go, let's suppose that Canon is the number, and you go to Nikon, and Nikon is going to give you shares of his company.
No, I mean, if I... Yeah, why not? Well, actually, I mean, when Facebook bought WhatsApp, they paid with the shares.
Yes, of course. They pay in shares. But you never know. But you want to go to this part of the list that it could be in the middle, but very solid, like Logitech could be. That is not on the top, because they want to be the top.
On the other hand, the top companies, they want to stay top. So the good companies, they are looking for stuff.
Exactly.
In the way I know it works in real life, you go to everyone. You go to everyone, you evaluate, you get the offers, and you
Exactly.
Because very few companies can afford to go just to this, you need to have a really good knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you need to explore.
And
But
the more offers you have, the more bargaining power you have.
exactly. Now, the other always when you are doing this process, always try to say at the beginning, you know what, this is secret, and I'm keeping this as a trade secret. Because otherwise, if you go to 20 companies, they can steal your idea, because they can tell you, you know what, no, thank you. And they can go and make their own idea. So always say, trade secret and NDAs, which is non-disclosure agreements. It's not to disclosure the idea. So basically in that position, you need to go, okay? So now, the next, we set the route, we set the company. Now about the market, intellectual property, and the financial aspects, okay? Now the market, do you think there is a market for this product or not? Very small market, huge market. Yes, the dog. No, iPad. On the iPad.
Just
On the iPad. So what do you think? The market is small, big, it's huge. Okay. So based on how many iPads are there, or
iPads are very popular nowadays.
so not only to the people who owns an iPad, but also you can put it 5 in a store, so everybody can get there, pay and print. So the marketing could be big. It could be very interesting market. And now the market is of what level? Low level, I mean, in terms of financial, low level, medium level, high level. The people who is going to purchase these stocks. Thank you very much.
Well, actually, you can make a contract for like what we were talking about earlier. You can make a contract for,
Excuse me?
you can make a contract, for example, with Apple. If they don't produce this thing, you will produce this, but just for iPads, nothing else, and you pay something.
Exclusivity always comes with money. Now you may think that for you, I mean, if you only make it for iPad, the market, that it could be huge to make it big. I mean, it's still a big market, but it could be huge to make an adapter for any kind of tablet, for example. So now you can sell the dock and the adapter for any kind of a tablet. So now you have 2 products. And
ესე იგი, ანუ შენ შეგვიძლია გააკეთო, ან თუ მაგათ ჩემკარგლებ მარტო iPad-ები ხარ ამ შემთხვევაში. Printing დიდია ბაზარია, მაგრამ თუ არა მარტო iPad-ები ჩემკარგლებ და ყველაფერზე გააკეთო სიტყვად ტელეფონზეც, მაშინ ბაზარი იქნება უზარმაზარი. ნუ შენ გიჩვენებია, რა თქმა უნდა, რომ უფრო ბაზარზე დახვიდე, შესაბამისად გავუკეთებ ისეთ შესაძლებლობას, რომელიც მიდის ყველა ტელეფონზე.
now you need to explore all these things in the market. How to make it bigger, how to make it faster. You can go into the market very fast. Now, intellectual property. You're going to file for a patent or not. You're going to create a brand or not. Because if you're going to license this, you can make a patent and then the brand. Or vice versa, I mean, anyhow, any way. when you have, remember, everything is about the intangible assets that you are protecting. Doesn't matter the technology, if it's very good or very bad, if you don't have a lot of products in intellectual property, because that is what you are going to give to the industry. If you don't have this, probably, I mean, something that worth 10 now is worth 1. You still can sell it, but just 1, not 10. So that is the principle. Now, in the financial aspects, how much money this dog cost me, how much I'm going to sell the product. Not on the stores, because remember, you are selling to a company. So you can tell to the company, you know what? I want the first payment of $2 million, the royalties based on sales about 4% before taxes. And that will be a very good negotiation. So what it means is,
10% for tax side, what did you say about that?
okay, you have here,
I didn't hear the
okay, first payment will be 2 million. Okay? Then, for the product that they sell, you're going to get 4% in royalties. All these before taxes. Why before taxes? Why, you can imagine why taxes, why before taxes?
It's probably they don't pay taxes.
No, because they want to pay a lot of taxes, and that is going to reduce your profit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be a very good negotiation for you. Now, always has your best tools to negotiate. And
Then you do
look, that will be at the end.
They asked, do I need to write the name and something?
Yes, because with that, we're going to provide you with a certificate.
We are in the beginning of
I'll type when I have negotiations.
So,
This one is translated.
okay.
This week.
Consider.
What happened? What?
Today is the end of the work, or it will be continue?
ესე იგი,
Today is the last day.
კომპანია გაყიდის ახალ პროდუქტს, ან რაღაც ფასად, ხო? ან რაღაც დაუჯდება ამ პროდუქტის შექმნა, რაღაც დაუჯდება ამ პროდუქტის გან და რაღაც ფასად გაყიდის ამ პროდუქტს. ესე იგი, თუ სიტყვაზე დაუჯდება 1 მილიონი და გაყიდის 2 მილიონად და რაღაც სხვა ხარჯები იქნება და კიდევ 4% შევიდან ტაქსების იმის გარეშე, გადასახადების გარეშე, მაშინ ანუ ეს იქნება ეს შემოსავალი. და შემოსავალი. არა, შემოსავალი არა, პროფიტი. ოღონდ მოგების გარეშე. და როგორ ფიქრობთ, რატო არ თქვიან იმას? ტაქსის. გადასახადებს, რატო არ თქვიან ამ იმაში გადასახადებს? იმიტომ რომ შეამცირებს მოგებას.
So, the strategy will be in the negotiations. So you need to negotiate. You have to have use your best tools to negotiate, always. And there's a non-written law or rule for negotiation that says you never change the negotiator. Okay? Probably you can negotiate different things with different persons, but not the same topic, and then change the negotiator. Okay.
ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი არის მოლაპარაკების პროცესი. რა თქვენ არასდროს არ უნდა შეცვალოთ მოლაპარაკებელი ამის ლაპარაკებას კომპანიას. ანუ შეგიძლიათ შეცვალოთ ლაპარაკებას კომპანიის შეთანხმებას სააგენტოს იმ შემთხვევაში თუ სხვა თემაზე ლაპარაკებას უყურებთ, მაგრამ იგივე თემაზე ლაპარაკებსაც არასდროს არ უნდა შეცვალოთ მოლაპარაკებელი, ეს არის კანონი.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you have more comments on this? Basically, it's that you need to analyze, and I say the analyze already. You need to gather as much information as you can have to make this decision. Like I told you, this is not very different when you're talking about a company or a university. You need to make the same kind of decisions. That's it.